Dear ones, some of you are disheartened because it feels like you and your world have taken 20 paces back, with no options for a forward moment. You will only understand such is not true once you step back from your present circumstances. In your 3D past, everything seemed obvious and logical. It was bad or good, light or heavy, and on and on. A dichotomy of possibilities that most often tipped into the negative realms. It often felt that you took one step forward and 1.5 steps back. Never steps that created enough chaos, so you refused to play the 3D game, but always steps that reduced your joy. Those of you paying attention to geo or political happenings are certain they will impact your personal life more dramatically than the reality. Because now, the division of industry, actions, and reactions will become readily apparent. Many of you feel stymied, thwarted, or stopped in your forward movement. And so you are in your 3D world. But instead of living in your 3D world as you are accustomed to, your 3D angst will push you into another level of action, one you have never before experienced while of the earth. New ideas and actions will propel you forward bit by bit. Some of you expected these new ideas and actions to appear the moment you realized your geo or political difficulties were shifting your life into areas you never hoped to experience in this or any earth life. You woke up and went to bed frightened, waiting for someone or something to make it better. Such will never be again. Only you can make it better. It is time to pull up your big girl and boy pants and realize your creation skills far outweigh your fears. Even though your new creations may be delayed for a few hours or days, you will soon notice that everything is not as dreadful as you imagined. Positive bits and pieces will happen within hours. And within days, larger elements will appear that point your life in a new direction that feels fulfilling or fun. Your geo or political fears are based on previous 3D events. Your new directions are never before attempted reactions to events that now have little to do with you. 3D no longer presents itself in your world. Many of you clamor that such is not the case. That the geo or political elements are already impacting your actions and reactions. We of the universes beg to differ. Provide one element that is impacting you directly. And if you can do so, what are you doing about it? If not, why are you worried or fearful? This is a new world, you are a new being with new responses to old habits. Your fear habit is raising its head now. For you believe that even though it has not yet happened to you, all is lost, there is nothing you can do to stop the flow of pain, or you have to do something even though you are too tired to contemplate doing anything. 3D is no more. So stop trying to put your finger in the 3D dike permeated with millions of holes, none of which pertain directly to you. Will the geo or political world become more negative? Yes. Is that an area of concern for you because you can do something about it? Or is it an area of concern because you think you should do something about it? Messiah and caretaker roles are no longer part of your interest or expertise. If caretaking or being a messiah are no longer comfortable parts of your being, how can you adequately perform those roles? Should you allow the world to implode, meaning many innocent beings will die or suffer? We of the universe cannot answer that question because it is your life. What gives you joy? What makes you frightened? What makes you angry? What gives you peace? Peace and joy are your new go-to elements. Fear and anger indicate that you continue to move in your 3D world despite no longer being part of it. The obvious question becomes, how can you stand idly by as others suffer? And we of the universes respond that others will only suffer if they remain of 3D. Those who wish to move beyond 3D will create those elements they need to transition from fear to comfort, not with angry words or physical altercations, but with an understanding that they are the role models, the teachers of this new world. A world in which pain and fear are no longer dominant or required. So be it. Amen.